Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to thank everyone who has gathered here today to discuss the critical topic of gun control. Due to the strong action at the federal level, gun deaths across the nation have declined from 21,068 in 2021 to 16,576 in 2024. However, this progress is now at risk. One of President Trump's first actions upon taking office was to disband White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention. Then, on February 7th, he signed an executive order directing Attorney General Pam Bondi to review all gun safety measures implemented between 2021 and 2025. Rolling back these protections would undoubtedly reverse the decline in gun deaths. Furthermore, repealing red flag laws, which allow for the removal of firearms from individuals in mental health crisis, or making it harder to regulate untraceable ghost guns, will only make communities less safe. The consequences of weakened gun laws are already surfacing. In October, applications to carry handguns in New Jersey exceeded 3,000 for the first time. And in January 2025, we saw the highest number of applications on record, 4,282. Prior to Supreme Court Bruin's decision, the state was issuing roughly 100 permits a month. That's an increase of 500, I can't do the math, but many fold, 50 times the rate now. With more firearms in circulation and Washington moving to dismantle common sense protections, it is clear that states must take the lead in combining gun violence. New Jersey has long acted on common sense gun laws, leading the nation in responsible firearm regulations that protect our communities while still respecting the Second Amendment. But let's be clear. Ghost guns and rapid-fire machine guns are a different story. They are used for nefarious intentions. These weapons have no place in our streets, and we must act swiftly to ensure that our protections are in place. Last year, State Commission of Investigation, SCI, issued a report exposing critical gaps in our gun laws, highlighting just how easy it is to convert legal firearms into illegal weapons, threatening the safety of our communities and the lives of our residents. In a matter of seconds, criminals can gain access to digital blueprints and 3D print illegal gun parts or purchase gun accessories that make weapons even more lethal. Our laws must evolve to meet the new reality. This is why we are introducing this package of legislation to get ahead of these threats and protect our state. These bills would establish criminal penalties for the sale and possession of gun accessories that change the way the guns are fired. Criminalize the possession of digital blueprints for illegal firearms and components. Expand protections for domestic violence survivors by ensuring firearms and ammunition are seized when an abuser is subject to a restraining order or conviction. Improve law enforcement training to assist officers in identifying and stopping illegal firearm modifications before they pose a threat. Today, we continue to fight to uphold our values, protect our communities, and ensure that New Jersey remains a leader in common sense gun safety laws. I want to thank my colleagues, the advocates, and everyone else who shares in our belief that gun violence can and will be eradicated in our state. We will continue to pursue every possible avenue to safeguard our communities from gun violence. I look forward to moving these important measures through Judiciary Committee later this morning and seeing them enacted in months ahead. Thank you. And now we have Tesla Frisbee from Moms Demand in Action.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Assemblyman Park, for sponsoring this package. We are grateful for that. So my name is Tesla Frisbee, and I'm here as a Trenton City Councilwoman, a volunteer with Moms Demand Action, a survivor a wife, and a mother. I want to share with you my why. I'm the mother of a differently abled child who can't advocate for himself or do anything for himself as you or I can. As a mother, I need to speak to the avenues that are possible to make sure that my son and that this child and my other son and all the members of my community are thought of when protective laws are put into place. For this reason and so many more, I take the safety of my neighborhood very seriously. That means public safety in all forms, but especially gun safety. Gun violence protection is one of the top reasons why I ran for office 2 years ago, and why I get up every morning to ask the question, how can I help change the climate of Trenton to best support and be in better progress? I'm here today to advocate in support of these gun safety measures that will have a life-saving impact on not only my community in Trenton, but on communities across the state of New Jersey, who have already benefited from the progress that our state lawmakers have made over the past several years already. I'm so grateful to have partners in the state legislature who are here today fighting for gun safety in our capital. It will take all of us, state lawmakers, local elected officials like myself, and advocates like other fellow Moms Demand Action members, volunteers, and all those who are truly here to wholly address this crisis. From prohibiting deadly machine gun conversation devices such as gun lock switches, to ensuring state agencies do not do business with bad actors in the gun industry when procuring firearms and ammunition, to investigating life and trying crimes when prohibited people try to buy guns. This package of bills is both common sense and comprehensive and needed for survival of our residents. This crisis demands our full attention and our full efforts. We must address illegal firearms on our streets and also promote responsible behavior in the firearm industry, which is too often benefited from the destruction of lives in our communities. We have already made so much progress in New Jersey at the state level and the local level, and this progress that we have achieved together truly inspires me to keep going. It's a no-brainer. Stronger safety gun laws save lives, and we all know that. In New Jersey, we have the 4th lowest rate of gun deaths, and we want to get to number 1. This translates beyond numbers. It is communities that are kept whole, families that are kept together, graduations and weddings still within reach, and children growing up with both parents alive instead of having to look back at loved ones gone too soon in photographs. I look forward to seeing these laws enacted here in our capital city so that we can all work together to get them implemented and start saving lives outside of the State House, here on the streets in my community, and that I call home, Trenton, and across all of New Jersey. I thank you for your time, and I thank each and every one of you for being here today. Thank you, Assemblyman Parks.
Next, we have Liddy Ballard from Brady United.
Good morning. My name is Liddy Ballard, and I'm a state policy manager at Brady. I'm honored to stand here today alongside so many gun violence prevention champions, survivors, and advocates working to make New Jersey safer. In the past decade, because of the leadership of the legislature and the administration, New Jersey has led the way on gun violence prevention. We have seen the numbers. This leadership has worked as New Jersey continues to have one of the lowest gun death rates in the country. The bills proposed today are reflective of a continued commitment to preventing gun violence and saving lives. This package of bills tackles 3D printed ghost guns and machine gun conversion devices, 2 emerging threats to communities all over the state, ensures the use of merchant category codes for gun sellers, providing a tool to prevent gun trafficking and mass shootings, provides law enforcement with training to help them keep communities safer, and codifies a procurement process that ensures that taxpayers' funds do not go to irresponsible or dangerous firearms sellers. By prioritizing these pieces of legislation, the Assembly is being not just reactive, but proactive, and implementing solutions we know work. They are standing strong in the face of the realities of gun violence and the gun industry, and deepening their commitment to keeping their constituents safe, and we are so proud of them and their leadership. Thank you to each of the sponsors, to Chair Park, Majority Leader Greenwald, and Speaker Coughlin for pushing forward on these important and life-saving policies.
Next, we have Assemblyman Michael Venezia to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here today. I am in proud support of all the bills before us, as well as Assembly Bill A5323, which I am sponsoring alongside Assemblywoman Hall and Assemblyman Singh. Right now, too many warnings slip through the cracks, leaving law enforcement in the dark when they could be taking action. We all know the same old phrase: we could have stopped this if we had known sooner, or if only someone had acted in time. A5323 would ensure that no one is left saying, if only, after tragedy strikes. It gives them the information they need to step in before it's too late. This is straightforward, responsible step to improve public safety and to enforce the laws already on the books. I appreciate the hard work of my colleagues on this legislation, and I urge its swift passage. Thank you.
Assemblyman Singh, would you like to say a few words?
Good morning, everyone. I'm under the weather, so excuse me, my voice. I'm grateful to be here today to join my colleagues, extend support for the Assembly Bill 5323. When someone who is legally barred from purchasing, owning a firearm, and then make an attempt to buy one, we know that's a red flag. And that early warning often goes unheard. So this bill will fix that communication divide, make sure law enforcement locally are notified of that attempt being made, and then they're able to intervene before the bad situation turns deadly. They're able to stop that person before they pursue other methods to buy the firearm. So this bill will keep our community safe, and I'm hoping this bill will go through the committee today, and then in the coming months, with the support of my colleagues, we'll go through the Assembly. Thank you so much.
Next, we'll have Ariana Tarasowski. I'm going to say it wrong. I'm sorry. Tarasowski from Students Demand Action.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, my name is Ariana Tashrafi, and I'm a volunteer leader with the Union County Students Demand Action Community Group. I first got involved with Students Demand Action after joining a walkout for gun safety 2 years ago, and I've been involved ever since. Now, I'm a junior at Union County Vocational Technical High School in the Academy of Law and Justice in Scotch Plains, and I'm so grateful to be here today discussing these bills that will help keep young people like me and every member of our community safe. Being a student living through the gun violence crisis means that every time we're forced to go through a lockdown drill at school, we question ourselves, is this the real thing? And while I feel lucky that for me, it's always been practice for the worst case scenario, it's devastating to know that across the country, there are instances where it's not just a drill, but a tragic and traumatizing reality. I'm here today as a face of the next generation who is looking up at all of you, at these leaders in the gun violence crisis, and reminding you that all of this work is essential to making our communities safer. That's what New Jersey has been doing for as long as I can remember, making our communities safer. But we know that leadership doesn't mean sticking to the status quo. We have to build on that progress and proactively address emerging threats to our safety. This legislative package being put forward today does just that. It will create stronger protections for victims of domestic violence, help address gun trafficking and straw purchasing, require responsible practices by members of the gun industry doing business with the state, and crack down on Glock switches and ghost guns. Glock switches are one of the deadliest parts of the gun violence crisis we face today. These are $25 devices, no bigger than any of our thumbs, that are easy to acquire or 3D print despite being illegal on the federal level. We shouldn't live in fear that someone armed with machine guns could turn our communities into a battlefield at any time. These Glock switches can be connected to handguns to turn them into fully automatic firearms, and they're showing up more and more in our communities. That's why students like me are supporting 3 bills in this package that'll make Glock switches illegal under state law, train law enforcement on how to recognize them, and prohibit the possession of files that allow 3D printers to make them. Thank you to all of the lawmakers involved in moving these bills forward for your leadership on the issue and having us here today to speak about what these measures will mean for our community. And thank you all for joining me and standing in this fight.
I'm just so proud of Ariana. That was amazing. So let's give her another hand. Next, we have Assemblywoman Shalma Haider.
Good morning, everyone. I strongly support the bills being heard today, including my own, Bill A1389, which takes a crucial step in protecting survivors of domestic violence. Right now, when law enforcement responds to a domestic violence incident, they can seize the firearms, but not necessarily the ammunition or other key components that make the firearms deadly. That is a dangerous oversight. If we don't remove everything that makes a firearm functional, we are leaving room for tragedy. This is a simple common sense measure to keep survivors safe and prevent violence before it happens. I want to thank my colleagues and the advocates supporting this bill, and I look forward to it being heard in committee. Thank you.
Assemblywoman Bagoli, if you can come up.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I want to say I'm so proud of you first before we begin, our student. I am grateful to stand in support of these very important public safety bills. It is crucial that we continue to work in keeping all of our communities safe. My bill, A4979, closes a dangerous loophole by providing our officers with the proper training on machine gun conversion devices. Without proper training, these devices may go undetected, making it harder to enforce gun laws and prevent gun violence. I look forward to seeing these bills move through committee today and through the Assembly floor as we work with our law enforcement officers to protect families in our communities from gun violence. Thank you, everyone.
Next, we have Assemblyman Atkins.
Grace and peace, everyone. Today, make no mistakes that today is all about the next generation. Matter of fact, I don't even call them the next generation. I call it the new next now generation of leaders that's going to lead the state of New Jersey. But here's the thing. Today is about getting legislation across the finish line that's not only about the seasoned, it's not only about the young people, but it's literally about the grandmoms that's walking our children across the streets. It's about our children that goes to grammar school. It's about young ones that's trying to grow up and get jobs. It's all about keeping them safe. And because of these warriors and because of supporters like the young ones that stood up here and the seasoned one that stood up here, it's all about keeping the next generation safe. And that's what we're going to do today. Thank you.
And to sort of wrap it up, we have Assemblyman Karen Vinchak.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And good morning, everyone. As we've heard, despite the strong gun laws that we have, criminals today continue to find ways to evade them. The technology today is outstanding. You can find anything you want on the internet. The State Commission of Investigation report made it extremely clear that without action, these weapons will continue to pose a major threat to our public safety. That's why we're taking these decisive steps to cut off access at the source. I'm proud to be one of the prime sponsors on A4975, which criminalizes the possession of digital blueprints for illegal firearms known as ghost guns. We cannot allow technology to outpace our laws when it comes to gun safety. The legislation and the others in this package will help keep New Jersey safe. That is the priority here. I look forward to dispatches of all of these bills today and stand behind everyone, all of the advocates, the Assembly, and I'm sure that this is going to be a monumental day. Thank you.